Welcome into scenic Larry Miller Field on the campus of Brigham Young University, the site of the 2022 6A Baseball State Tournament on KSLSports.com. Dusty Lister with you. A winner bracket matchup and our final matchup of day 2. The Farmington Phoenix and the American Fork Cavemen. So glad to have you along with us. Our commentary is always brought to you by Heidemann and Associates and Western Governors University. And we've got a fun one tonight. Pitching for American Fork, Austin Laylock. And that pitch is in for a call, strike one to Tucker Wall, the shortstop for the Phoenix. Of course, Farmington comes in knocking off the number 1 rated, RPI rated Fremont Silverwolves yesterday, 2-1. And we're going to find out a lot about the Phoenix today. Coach Alex Exon, one of my favorite players I've covered here. He was on a fun Viewmont team years ago. As that ball grounded out to second base for the first out of the inning. There's a Ryder Robinson with the put out, 4-3 and 1 away. And I'll bring up Jack Hansen, the center fielder. As Laylock misses up and in. Of course, American Fork comes in, the reigning 6A Kings of baseball. Ran through the state tournament a year ago. Graduated some pieces. They have a lot of it back. And a ton of offense. They might not be as deep in pitching. We're going to find out. But if you're going to beat American Fork, you better put up runs. And not just a few. You better put up a lot. The 2-0 pitch foul back to the screen. And it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike to Hansen. And Hansen looks at the strike. Evens us up at 2-2. Hansen reached 3 times yesterday. 1 on infield single. As we mentioned, 2-1. Kind of a ton of offensive numbers on the side for Farmington. That was a fairly quick game against Fremont, who held on today 7-6 to hold off Lone Peak. It was a 7-1 ball game. Lone Peak put up 5 runs in the last 2 innings, make it 7-6, and in the top of the 7th, Fremont able to go put them down in order to take that one 7-6 to advance to tomorrow. Laylock's pitch on the outer half, called strike 3, and there's 2 away.
The catcher, number 13, Mason Cook.
So that'll bring up the catcher, Mason Cook, with 2 outs and nobody on. Laylock misses on the outer half. And that second pitch finds the zone, 88 miles an hour. Can be a little jacked up here to get started. Laylock's pitch misses wide, 2-1. A little 3-quarter action is going to bring a little different. We saw a sidearm pitcher last night as well. And, of course, saw Easton Comer today. As that one swung through and count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And none throw as hard as Laylock. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and nobody on here in the top of the first inning. That ball fell back to the screen. We'll do it again. How many dozen baseballs have we been through thus far today? 13 yesterday. 7 today. Much better. And I think 4 of those are 1 game. That ball lifted high into the infield sky. And it's handled for the 3rd out of the inning. And it's a 1-2-3 top half of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. And the AF bats coming up. You're watching the 2022 6A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the first inning. And here comes American Fork. Pitching for Farmington, Caleb Takamori. And leading off for the Cavemen is Ryder Robinson as he looks at strike one. And the 0-1 taken the other way, and that's a leadoff single for the Cavemen. And this potent lineup, you go up and down it, there's good bats everywhere. And none more better than this one right here, Fisher Ingersoll. Young man was committed to come to BYU for Coach Mike Littlewood. Decommitted and then committed to a little school that's pretty good at baseball. TCU down in Fort Worth, as we mentioned a number of times, but I'm going to mention again, going to go pair up with fellow Utahn Braden Taylor, who was just named to Team USA this week. Braden Taylor, the former freshman of the year in the Big 12, was just named to Team USA this week after a spectacular sophomore season. So Fisher looks at ball one. Takamori deals, going to go for the steal. Robinson, no chance. How about the pop time? Mason Cook. Well served. Taking care of him on going down to second, and one away. And it's ball two at the plate here at Fisher Ingersoll. Makes you wonder if that was a missed hit and run. That one misses inside, and it's 3-0. The 3-0 pitch, and therefore called strike one. And the way Coach Ingersoll's coming over, I wonder if it was. Of course, Jared Ingersoll, an outstanding coach over at AF. That ball hit sharply to first, taken cleanly. Takamori there for the cover, and it's 2 up and 2 down to start off the inning. As Ingersoll put away 3-1. And that'll bring up Easton Jones. I said this yesterday as well. This might be the biggest lineup in the state. You look at the top 5 guys. There's one big guy after another. Number 3, Easton Jones. It's a ball one. And that one up, 2 balls and no strikes. Easton walked and scored. Hit a 2-run home run in the route of Lone Peak yesterday. Breaking ball finds the plate. Strike one. And you see a little bit of the sun coming in. I don't know how much that one affects as much as before when the canopy kind of gets over the top of the, before it gets over the top of the mound. As that one's down and it's 3 balls and a strike. Jones batting .411 on the season. 25 runs driven in. Fouls that one back to the screen. And the count all runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the future Utah Ute on deck, Caden Carpenter. And Jones is going to ground that one out to second. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Farmington Phoenix. After one complete, 0-0. Farmington coming to the plate. You're watching the 2022 6A Baseball State Tournament on KSLSports.com. Top of the second inning here at Larry Miller Field. Dusty Litzter with you. As always, Game Night Live Rewind brought to you by Heidemann & Associates and Western Governors University. There's that ball lifted out of play by Parker Romney. So 0-1, and it's now 0-2. So Park made a nice play out in the field yesterday in the win over Fremont out in right field. A little diving catch out in right field yesterday. That one chopped up the plate. Keep it at 0-2. I'd make a New Girl reference, but I don't know if it's just me and Vince Francis that would get it. I don't know if his Uncle Tug is watching or not. 0-2. And we'll stay again 0-2 off that foul ball. Workman on deck, and Easton White in the hole. Was due for this inning for Farmington. Somehow take that one off the knuckles and foul that into screen. Going a little Moises Alou action. No batting gloves here for Park Romney. Just hope he doesn't do what Moises Alou used to do to harden up the skin. You never shake Moises Alou's hands when he played baseball. Fist bump only. No balls and 2 strikes to Romney. Laylock puts him down. Up, down, in and out. He stays away, but elevated, goes down, comes up. And I'll bring up Luke Workman. Second K thus far for Laylock. Oh, and he plunked him. Hit batsman, going to put a runner on. So Workman aboard with 1 out. Now brings up Easton White, the designated hitter. Hit by pitch. So runner on here for the designated hitter. That's in there for a called strike. We've seen about 8 miles an hour difference in pitches. Highest fastball we've seen, the fastest fastball, has been 91 miles an hour. Been living around 88 with consistency. That pitch there at 83. You'd like to see that variance, fastball, breaking ball pitch. That one there at 87. So no balls and 2 strikes. Got 1 to burn with the runner on first. And it makes it enticing, but off the plate. The count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Double play ball in order here for American Fork. Farmington want to move that runner. He holds. He did not go. No. Moves the count to 2-2. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3, and there's 2 away. And strikeout number 3 for Laylock. That'll bring up the pitcher, Caleb Takamori. Love to come up and help his cause here. Yeah, Luke Workman on first base after being hit by a pitch. And that brings up the pitcher, Takamori. Did not reach yesterday. But certainly got to try to help his cause here. Watches that one on the outside. And the 1-0. That finds the outer half and evens the count of the ball and a strike. And that one at 83 miles an hour. Little off-speed pitch there. See if we can locate it here. The 1-1 up in the zone. Handled cleanly at second on to first. They get one aboard, but can't move them. And we head to the bottom of the second inning. Still looking for our first run. You're watching the 2022 6A Baseball State Tournament on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the second inning. And lead off the inning with Caden Carpenter. That man will play at the University of Utah. Had such a terrific junior year. And I don't know if I've told you, but he is the nephew of Layton High basketball coach Kelby Miller. He looks at ball one. So much potential here at the plate, Carpenter. And that's in for a called strike. And the 1-1. Two balls and one strike to Carpenter. Breaking ball, in there for a strike. Evens the count at 2-2. And Takamori with the 2-2 pitch. Oh, the same spot, the same heartburn. Got it on strike one, got a called ball one, and now ball three. So a full count here to Carpenter. And that's well off the plate there. He hit the glove, but that was well off the plate, and that'll be a leadoff walk for Carpenter. He can bemoan that one, but he's well off of that one. Only Greg Maddox, Sean Smoltz, Glavin, and Avery in the mid-90s got that call. That won him the 95 World Series. Probably 96 World Series. And Rojas comes to the plate and looks at ball, or probably at strike one. Rojas went long ball yesterday, right to left center field. And he hits this one well into right center field. Romney going back and has the catch. Romney has the out, going to throw to first, a double off Carpenter. Park Romney. Talked about the diving catch he had yesterday. He didn't get the double play on that one. Carpenter thought for sure that was going to get to the wall, and it did not. Two away. What a catch. How about the range? And this one back up the box. And so runner comes back aboard after the sensational play by Park Romney. The rare 9-3 put out. And Dax Newman now comes to the plate. It's funny where AF goes through these little runs. They had a couple years ago, I think they had 3 Eastons in their lineup. They're in that last chance tournament. And now you get back-to-back Daxes. So it was Dax Newman with the single, and now Dax Watts at the plate. And the breaking ball swung through and missed. He was accounted a ball and a strike. A joke yesterday, their moms must have a crush on Dax Shepard. Must have been big Punked fans back in the day. A 1-1, lifted out of play. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs and a runner on first. Nice breaking pitch from Takamori. But the inning's about Park Romney chasing down that ball into right center field, making the catch and then throwing out Carpenter at first base. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, we're still tied at 0. You're watching the 2022 6A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. Top of the 3rd inning. 8-9-1 due up for the Phoenix. The 8-hitter is Landon Tanner. He was the winning pitcher yesterday. Went the complete game. Had the unassisted final out of the game. Nice little Instagram post from Farmington Baseball as well. Fouls that one back. Count even at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 swung on. Strike 2. Hits this one to the right side. Robinson up with it. Quick hands over to first for the first out of the inning. That's the 3rd putout for Robinson. And now to bring up the 9-hitter, Landon Day, the 3rd baseman. A little bender, sweeps across and misses the zone. 1-0. And that 1-0 misses. Quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Here for Laylock. Pardon me, Laycock. And the 2-0. That's lifted in the infield. And the win is not what it was in the afternoon game. If you watched that Lone Peak Fremont game, we had 4 hits. 4 balls that just totally got shifted by the wind. Not near as furious as it was earlier today. So 2 away as we're back to the top of the order. And Tucker Wall. The 0-1. And a count even at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1. Oh, sweeping breaking pitch, 75 miles an hour. A little 13-mile-an-hour difference from the fastest pitch we've seen, and now the slowest, the most off speed. Try to speed up the bat. He fouls it away down the line. We'll do it again, 1-2. The 1-2, chop to the right side, and that is the 4th put out for Ryder Robinson. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, still tied at 0. American Fork coming to the plate. You're watching the 2022 6A State Tournament. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Then 8-9-1 due up here for American Fork. And it's Trey Roberts stepping in and trying to figure something out on the left side of the plate. Just get a feel for it. But Roberts, of course, the outstanding wide receiver on the football team. His brother, a former All-American. That was well off the plate, 1-1. His brother right here at BYU. Hope he can stay healthy and get going here with Jaron Hall. And the 1-1 pitch, again, well off the plate. 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike And again, same spot. Can wear a hole in it, but not there. So Coach Ingersoll say, hey, it's got to be in a box here. The 3-1. Got to feed him, and a big swing there from Roberts. Swung through it. And the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch. Hit to the right side. Bobbled at second base. And Roberts aboard. Caden Willis did not get it cleanly. And Roberts going to reach on the error. So leadoff man on and good speed. So E4. I bring up CJ Mascaro. He had a 2 RBI double yesterday. He went 1 for 4, or probably 2 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBIs.
You just can't go over 35. Every 2 days it's the last day plus the current. Whatever the 2-day total is. You can't.
The 1-0 well off the plate. Counting out 2 balls and no strikes.
As long as he doesn't exceed 35 pitches in one of those days, then he can continue to throw X number of pitches every day. Once he throws his 36th pitch on one day, then he has to have 1 day's rest.
And that one misses as well. They're wearing out this left-handed hitter, the outside part of the plate. And just been unable to locate that pitch. Well off again, ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Here's the thing is Takamori's hitting the spot. And we just set up outside. So runners on first and second. And to the top of the order we go. That'll bring up Ryder Robinson. Ryder singled to start the game, was caught stealing. Base hit most likely will drive in a run. Now one bounced. Could try to take third, not going to have a chance. Did not read it, didn't get past him. Nice job of keeping it in front and throwing a BB. Mason Cook, his second punt out of the day.
No. It's just there is no wild pitch. You can't have a wild pitch on when an out occurs on the base. So it's just an advancement on the throw.
So 1 ball, no strikes to Robinson. That one's wide of the plate. Counts 2-0. The time they got that pitch called, it was a fastball. The other ones that missed had been a breaking ball, and it's broken outside the plate. And he gets this one to roll over on the fastball. And it'll be the put out there. 3-1, advance the runner to third. So 2 outs. And the first run of the game, 90 feet away. And that brings up Fisher Ingersoll. He grounded out in his only plate appearance. That's ball. And not a bad idea. These left-handed bats, throw them outside. See if you take away the power. Now I'm going to try to bust him in. On the 1-0, no. No way that was a 28-mile-an-hour pitch. I just didn't read it. The ephus wasn't 28 miles an hour. From well, granted, Hideki Matsuzaki never threw that pitch, but still. Count goes 3-0. Three balls and no strikes to Ingersoll. There it is, strike one. And now the 3-1. Little breaking ball, finds it, strike two. And that one caught way more of the plate than the other ones that were wide of it. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on third. And that one lifted out of play down the left field line. We'll keep the count full. Again, the payoff pitch. And Ingersoll lifts this one into left field. And it's can of corn to end the inning. 3 complete, no runs. Luke Workman brings that one in. And again, American Fork gets runners on and run themselves off. We go to the 4th. Still tied at 0. Farmington come to the plate. You're watching the 2022 6A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. So welcome back in, top of the 4th inning. Dusty Litster with you. Pleased to be joined by Vince Francis finally. And of course, Jeff Clough here with his better half. Keeping us all straight on the scoreboard. And a 1-0 pitch to Jack Hansen, the center fielder. And Laycock's pitch is fouled off back to the screen.
Jeff, are you doing okay? Jeff, you okay?
1 ball, 1 strike. Missed inside.
Where are you at tomorrow? Soccer? And then you're back here for softball.
And the 2-1. So now 3 balls and 1 strike to Jack Hansen. Farmington still without a hit to start this game. And Laycock kicks and fires, misses inside. That's the dark corner. Everyone keeps testing it, and everyone keeps losing to it. It's like they used to say about the Ravens' shield at midfield. When teams got to it, they fell apart. I think the Broncos proved that a time or two. I know the Raiders did. Vince Francis knows. We're going to talk to our pitcher, give us a chance to tell you more about our friends at Western Governors University.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
So meeting of the minds comes to a close. Just want to get Laycock in the right state of mind here. With a runner aboard. And strike 1. Mason Cook, the batter, the catcher, flew out to second base. His only plate appearance. That's in strike 2. A ball fouled out of play. We'll do 0-2 again. No, it was. So no balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2. Oh. Couldn't give catcher a moment. So every time you have Josh Rojas, give him a chance to get his wits about him. Always appreciate the home plate umpire-catcher relationship throughout a game. Always talk to our catchers about, hey, make sure you chat up the home plate umpire. Take care of them. They'll take care of you too. So no balls and 2 strikes to Mason Cook. He's going to be granted timeout as Rojas going to have a little chat with Laycock. So no balls, 2 strikes, and a called strike 3. All right, bring us up here in just a second. Coach Haney from the game of the day. We'll get you set up here in just a moment, Coach, in between innings, and we'll have Coach Haney with us for a little bit. We're going to learn a little bit more about baseball instead of having to listen to my yammerings and movie references and all the such. Is that 10 for a called strike is Park Romney with the play of the day. Well, play of this game anyway. Coming to the plate at the play out in right center field. Once you got a break, we'll get Coach Haney's microphone set up. And the 0-1 in there for a called strike 2. It'll be fun to get his thoughts on the crazy 10-inning game today. 14-12 win over Jordan. And he's got a great thought about anybody who was at that game. If you don't love baseball after going to that game, you might not be alive if you didn't enjoy watching that Salem Hills game today. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out and 1 on. And that pitch waved at by Romney for the 2nd out of the inning. And would it be? So 2 away. So still got a runner aboard and 2 outs. And that pitch misses wide of the plate. There's 1 ball. And that one's off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0. He's missing the neon yellow fingernails, but we got it. Out pitch wide, step down to first, not in time. So count moves to 3 balls and no strikes. I enjoyed sitting next to young Clough today. I asked him, is you a catcher? He said, yes. Okay, I just want to make sure you weren't an emo. But 3-0 to count to Luke Workman. And that one's off the plate. So runners on first and second as Workman works the walk. And that pitch in there for the strike. And the 0-1 waved at strike 2. Easton White, the designated hitter, looking to make something happen. First run of the game in scoring position out of second base. Something to the grass is going to bring him in. And you want to stick around. Coach Scott Haney going to join us next inning. Head coach of the Skyhawks, the Salem Hills, going to be joining us. And there's strike 3 in the third out of the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, still looking for our first run. Laycock dealing. You're watching the 2022 6A state tournament. So I have it here, Vince. Now, welcome back into Larry Miller Field. Dusty Lister, pleased to be joined by Coach Scott Haney, the head coach of the Salem Hills Skyhawks. So, has the blood pressure come down since the extra inning ball game today? Do you hang out with your son to help bring it down?
Yeah, I just came to the ballpark today to hang out with Kirk. He wanted to watch some of these games, but yeah, my blood pressure's down. I'll take my pills at 9 a.m. 9 p.m. My alarm goes off.
That's good to get an alarm. I'm really bad at it. My wife asked me, have you taken it today? I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't remember.
I got one of those pill boxes, so it helps me quite a bit.
And of course, it was a 12-10 game today. 10 innings to knock off Jordan. That ball's off the plate. And now you just got to figure out your pitching for tomorrow. Well, for the rest of the tournament, really try to get set up.
Yeah, we got to move in. Call him Johnny Holstaff. He's going to throw tomorrow.
You're not going to go with the starter? You're not going to go with the opener?
No. No. No, we've got some guys left. We've tried to manage it pretty well, and we'll have some pretty good guys going tomorrow.
Easton Jones, look at that pitch, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Well, if you're Farmington right now and Alex Exxon, and you're holding this potent lineup down for 3 innings, how good are you feeling about your pitching right now?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been watching this kid, and he flat out locates, and getting some ground balls, and kids are playing defense. The right fielder made a heck of a play a couple innings ago, and you squeak across the run, you might get an upset here, I think.
That ball was well off the plate. I know people are going to bemoan that pitch. That was striping the left field batter's box there. Alex was a good catcher. He knows better than to get out for the balls and strikes.
Both these teams are coached so well. It's fun to watch them.
That brings up Caden Carpenter. And this is why you just can't rest. This is like old school, playing against old school Taylorsville. You just never quite got a moment to take a breath. Or what you got to deal with today with Jordan. 1 through 9. You never take a pitch off. There's not a, all right, hey, let's let it go. 7, 8, 9. We'll figure it out. Carpenter's check swing fouls it off.
I'm telling you what, when it was 10-1 after 2 innings, I'm thinking, holy cow, these guys can flat out swing it, and I didn't know what we were going to do, throw it underhand or something to try to get them out.
Did you see if Snyder had any more time left he could come back?
I talked to him the other day. He's got a bad oblique, but I asked him if he'd be willing to come and throw.
Of course, his dad started here at BYU. And heard great stories about Corey Snyder putting balls out in the parking lot of the Marriott Center.
I heard.
Chat Club says no, but
just so you know, I played with him. I was a freshman when he was a junior. I heard his first 3 hits were bombs, and one of them hit that stairs over there at the Marriott
That's what
Center.
I heard, too.
And I think it's true.
Just because he didn't do it with the Indians didn't mean he'd do it with the aluminum bat,
Good point. Yeah, Taylor's playing for the Albuquerque Isotopes, and I heard Salt Lake played pretty well against them this week, right?
That's what I heard. That's what I read.
I believe that's because Taylor Snyder was hurt.
Yeah. Of course, he was part of your state championship team. We're knocked off Maple Mountain. As Carpenter comes to the plate, 2-2. And Caden fouls that one back to the screen. Two with the hitter like this, you haven't been able to find a way to get around him. What's your approach? Just try to take the power away, throwing the ball away from him? What's your approach?
I'll tell you right now, with this guy, I try to get him on his front foot with a changeup, ground ball to second base.
And that pitch off the plate. Ball 3. And here's what I'll say, too, and I'll say it again and again. You can bemoan the call or no call. It's been there all night long. That hasn't changed. It is the dark corner, and if he's not going to call it, if you say he's called both ways, well, there it is.
I'm going to say you can't hope for a strike. A strike's a strike. That ball is outside.
It's outside. And that one cuts a lot of the plate, and Carpenter sends it deep into center field. Not enough on it. Got closer to the hands off the barrel. And that'll do it for Carpenter, and it's just a momentary scary.
Out on his front foot with a slight changeup, but, sitting back here, just so you know, we're right behind home plate. Coaches just like to complain and say stuff. I'm one of those guys that say, where the crap was that at? But these guys do a good job. I don't think from this angle, I haven't seen him miss a pitch yet.
No. The only part that's hard is just this left-handed outside part of the plate now. Sometimes it's locating now, at least from my seat. But that's where it's been all year, all week. That's just as I was going to compliment him. That's the one. I've missed that a couple of times this week, and I thought that was out. But let's bring up Josh Rojas. Baseball is life for Josh Rojas. And the 0-1 misses inside.
Let me tell you real quick, if you don't like baseball, get out to this high school state tournament. It's got everything you want. Joy, frustration, drama, intrigue. I mean, just like our game, man. You don't like baseball, you needed to be at the Jordan-Salem Hills game.
Yeah.
So many heroes.
Rojas lifts this one deep left center field, drifting back, going act, and it's gone! A 2-run home run for Josh Rojas. His second 2-run home run in 2 days. Always feel good when the catcher hits a bomb. They get beat up all game long. And when they get a minute to strut it, feels good.
I'm telling you what is that, 405, 410?
Yeah.
That ball was hit pretty well. First mistake the guy's made, and he made him pay for it.
Well, that's the part, right? You can't miss up.
They're not supposed to come out of the dugout.
Don't miss up. You miss up, you supply the power for him, and Rojas absolutely crushed that ball. And that ball hit well in the right center field, tailing toward the wall again. This is going to be a stand-up double. And here come the bats of the Cavemen. Dax Newman. And you feel that momentum, Coach. You know it well. Hitting's contagious up and down your lineup. You can only hold it down for so long, and all of a sudden it gets coming.
I'll tell you what, man, these guys, AF is just aggressive. I mean, they don't swing out of the zone. They get a pitch they can handle. They're attacking the baseball.
So Exxon going to come out and talk to his pitcher. And what's your conversation like? You got Takamori. He's pitched a great game. You got 2 pitches that you wish he had back. So what's your conversation with him at this moment?
I would say, hey, never give in, man. You're getting too much of the plate. Stay on the edge. They'll get out there and roll over a couple ground balls. If we got to come in a little bit, great, but never miss out over the plate and never miss up.
Right, miss down.
But,
right?
The reason high school ball is the way it is because high school kids can't make that pitch every single time.
Right.
College kids can't. Pro guys can't. But the higher levels you go, the better they get at it, of course.
Right. How many times go watch a lot? If you watch a lot of baseball, how many times the catcher set up outside and that ball ends up inside?
Too many times.
Too many
that's
times.
for sure. Yep.
Goes down to get that one. That's a great piece of hitting there by Dax Watts. And the back-to-back Dax might have a run. Here's a throw at the plate. Not in time. RBI single for Dax Watts, and he takes second on the throw. And it's a 3-run inning. And they're not done.
Probably another thing I would say is you never give up 3 hits on 3 pitches. You got to be out of the zone a little bit. All 3 of those balls are too good to hit, but AF's a good hitting team. We know that.
Yeah. Well, I was talking with some Region 4 parents after a game today, and we were talking about American Fork. I told them, they feel like they're catching momentum. Like, you think? I said, well, they talk about pitching. And I was like, well, I don't care about pitching. You better be able to outscore American Fork. I'm an Angels fan. I feel really good about our top 5 hitters. And so that's what I look at. When I look at AF, like, you tell me you get the out in the top 5 guys. There's not an out there.
Yeah.
Unless you get something crazy to happen.
The thing that has equalized high school baseball in my mind is, first of all, the tournament style that our UHSAA has done, which is good. I mean, we're playing the best of 3 and a couple times, and then this 2 4-team brackets. You ought to explain that one of these times, and then the 2 teams meet up for the best of 3. But pitch count has turned high school baseball into a great game in my mind. You know, you can't just go win with 2 pitchers anymore.
Right. Well, you get away from, remember, the innings for so long. Then it was innings plus appearances, and you could find your way around and make it happen. Remember, Brady Martinez appeared in the 3A tournament when I was a junior for us at Carbon. I think Brady appeared like 6 or 7 times in that tournament.
Yep. And I can remember a kid from Tooele. I wish I could come up with his name.
Kyle Pratt?
No, it was before him. They would start him. And he'd go a couple batters. Then they'd bring in a reliever. And then if they got in trouble, the starter would come back in, and he would do it. Huh?
Yeah, Scott Pratt,
but,
mid-90s.
Yeah, and then so, I mean, it just makes it where you can't do that stuff anymore. That pitch count is huge.
Well, I think the best of 3 has been one of the great parts of what they've done, the regional, super regional. So can I give you an idea, guys? You have the first round is a regional. You get to the super regional best of 3 at a home site for the top seed. And then you get here, we're talking about 14 pods. And that's where the winner bracket, one-loss bracket goes. And again, you got to go best of 3, and even in the state championship. And it's not to lengthen it; it's just to make sure that you add a lot more baseball to it.
Makes you have a pitching staff.
Yeah.
From what I understand, if I remember right, the 6A got 1 through 7 seeds and 9 seed in. Is that correct? Right. The 5A, I think, had
22.
2, 3, 4. Or 5 possibly, and then a 22, a 13, we're a 12, and Orem was a 10, or Bountiful was a 10. So I'm telling you what, there's just good high school baseball played all the way around the state. You college coaches come and recruit like crazy down here.
And, of course, your son, one of them. He gets to live in God's country down in Carbon County.
Yeah. Kirk's loving it down there. He's doing a good job. You know, it's a proud dad when I get a chance to go watch him coach.
That's in there for a called strike. And again, Trey Roberts at the plate. Or pardon me, it's Mascaro at the plate. And that ball lifted out. And, of course, I mentioned that his son coaching at USU Eastern.
Yep.
I still call it CEU.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was when I even played way back in 30 years ago.
When Eric Madsen had that thing rolling back in the day. A lot of the Air brothers that pitched in the majors and a lot of guys.
A lot of good players.
I was back when I was a little grunt just running around talking to Eric Madsen. So runners on first and second and 1 out. Mascaro sends this one to center. Going to try to get this ball to third. The throw not in time, and then taking second. Just heads up base running there by Trey Roberts. Throw the ball to second, hold the runner. Yeah.
You know, I'll put a plug in for Kirk. I'm telling you what, out there in USU Eastern Land and Carbon, you get him a field out there, you know, and improve those things, you'll see some great baseball, not only at Salt Lake Community College and CSI and CSN, but USU Eastern. You know, it's just tough sometimes, you know, but he's working hard. He's working on getting a turf field out there, and I'll bet you he will before he's done.
I got a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on that old field.
Oh,
I redid that
I
in
bet you
94
do.
by Dad, absolutely. Ball back up the middle. That's going to plate 2. Ryder Robinson back through the box. And it's a 5-run inning that's not over. Take the pitch where it's hit and doing their job.
Another thing I see with American Fork is their guys stay in their lane. You know, their power guys go for the power. You got that guy, Ryder Robinson, right there. Just hits one in the 5-6 hole as a lefty and then hits one up the middle to score 2 runs. They just not trying to do too much.
Well, there's Fisher, put that one on the nose, and that's taken care of out in center field by Hanson. Well, Coach, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming by. Best of luck the rest of this week, my friend.
It's always fun. I'm going to go home and go to bed, so we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay, get the lipstick back. It's okay. I want to thank Coach Scott Haney of Salem Hills. We go to the top of the 5th inning, and it's 5-0 American Fork. We'll be right back. We want to thank Coach Scott Haney from Salem. Bottom of the 5th inning. Be a little wide here just for a moment. Easton Jones leading us off. Easton reached on a walk last inning. And that ball hit into the right side, and Romney there, not getting it past. Romney. And one away. And I'll bring up Caden Carpenter. And that pitch in there for a called strike. Carpenter yet to reach. Oh, sorry. Walked in the second, flew out to center last inning. And a big swing on the outer half. And the count goes 0-2. And now the 0-2. Takamori misses outside. Remember, 0-2, you don't want to throw a strike. Make it enticing off the plate. If he goes after it, it's taking his power away. He's not going to get it on the barrel. And now the 1-2. Same deal, missed down. Count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it's all setting up. Eye level, up, down, in and out. Just don't want to miss him fat on the 2-2. And that ball lifted out of play. And the 2-2. Fastball lifted to the left field. Still going back, ranging back, and able to make the catch. No, there's. Yeah, he did give him the out. Waiting a second, didn't see the same movement there. So there it is. Nice job out there in left field. Luke Workman. He wants the Romney treatment. I apologize. Able to range over and make that catch. Couldn't quite tell if he pulled it in or not. So 2 away. Josh Rojas comes to the plate. And he rips another one. Rojas, he hit a home run last inning. He's got another one. No, off the wall. That was a moonshot from Rojas, and it's a stand-up double. Rojas is swinging a good bat in the last 2 days. 2 home runs, and now that ball at the wall. As a speed-up man comes on.
How many pitches?
So Exxon going to come out and have a chat with his hurler. And while they're doing that, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the 2022 6A state tournament. So bottom of the 5th inning, Rojas standing at second. Brings up Dax Newman. Newman had a double last inning after Rojas' home run. And went to right center field. And now one's in there for strike 1. Here's the Dax attack part of the lineup. Off-speed pitch. Nice pitch. Found back to the screen. Goes to 0-2.
From here, just out to University, all the way to What's that? No, we'll just turn the iPad on after.
And here is the 0-2.
And then BYU shut it off.
That goes out. So Newman hanging on 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch up and in. Had one to burn. So Takamori just eclipsed the 80 pitch mark just a little bit ago. It's about 84, 85 pitches now. And a big swing, strike three, and that'll do it for the bottom of the fifth inning. We head to the top of the sixth. It is still 5-0 American Fork. You're watching the 2022 6A state tournament. Top of the sixth inning, Dusty Litster with you. I don't know how he's able to get out of that. Bryton Nielsen now the pitcher. I don't know how he got out of the way of that one. Speaking of Jack Hansen, that's why he plays center field. Light feet. Now one wide of the plate, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. This is laced into right center field. And leadoff man aboard for the Phoenix. Brian Nielsen threw 21 pitches yesterday. In my understanding, he can throw 35 pitches today and still come back and pitch tomorrow. But once he eclipses 35 pitches, then he has to go in a day's rest.
And the runs are done by innings, not by total. That's the confusing part for most people.
That pitch misses up.
What number is that, 13?
Yeah.
I thought it was number 10. My size class.
Glad to know a home plate umpire's got good eyesight, Pierre. That's why we wear collective lenses. That's what, 1-0. The count to Cook. That's up and in. I'm going to come out and have a little chat. While they do that, we'll let you learn a little bit more about our friends at Western Governors University.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VU.
Awesome. 2 balls and no strikes to Mason Cook. So Hansen on first. And Cook swings through that pitch, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 lifted out of play. The count even at 2-2. Bryton Nielsen doing some traffic here early. The 2-2 misses wide. The count goes full. Aim that pitch. You can see that from the stride. He's aiming that home. Find that pitcher, stride out, hit your spot. Mason Cook, be selective here, 3-2. Runner goes, that's inside. Ball 4. It's always the thing as a fan, you don't like that call when it's your pitcher, but he saw that it's there. It's ball 4. And that's going to bring up Park Romney.
I know you're driving up north.
Speed up runner for Farmington, number 28, Ryan Dallas.
No speed up runner. Number 28, Ryan Dallas. Here comes Park Romney. Runners on first and second, and no outs here for Brian Nielsen. That pitch in there for a called strike 1.
Randy's daughter was here earlier today, and she wanted to go to the Grizzlies game, so I had Riggs come and do one game. And then he wanted to go to the league.
The 0-1. Whoa, a rocket down the line. Count goes to 0-2.
Yep. Keeping track, and I have to track.
So no balls and 2 strikes to Park Romney. The 0-2, fastball up. One ball and 2 strikes to Park Romney. Here's the 1-2, misses up. The count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Park Romney again, a 5-0. Got 2 bats left here for Farmington. Got to get a chunk at some point. They have to cash in. And the 2-2, back up the middle. Ingersoll there on the second. The throw to first on the turn, and there's 2 outs. 6-4-3, and 1 runner advances to third. So it'll be 2 outs and a runner on third base for the Phoenix. And so 2 away, and that'll bring up Luke Workman, the left fielder. Workman fouls that one away. So you're seeing Brian Nielsen got in a little bit of trouble. Let your defense work behind you. Outstanding middle infield. Can always let them work. And now the 0-1. So no balls, 2 strikes, and that one misses. Count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on third. And that one hit to the left side. Ingersoll couldn't get out of his glove. Did he get in time? He did. Had a double clutch it out of his glove. And he got him. So the double play and then a great play from Ingersoll. And that'll end the top of the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-0 American Fork. You're watching the 2022 6A State Championship Baseball Tournament. So Dax Watts going to lead off the inning.
Any pitches?
That pitch missed at 1-0. And that swung through, strike one.
Kurt. Okay. We're good. He gets too close to 100, I'll run down. So like 97.
And the 1-1. That one hits sharp to the left side. Taking a little Derek Jeter throw to first. Got him! How about that play? Tucker Wall. Two of the best defensive plays you're going to see tonight come from the Farmington Phoenix. That kid grew up, I'm sure, seeing that replay of Derek Jeter over and over again. And he goes and reenacts it. What a play. Play, no, I won't make light up. That ball fouled off. 0-1. There's Trey Roberts. Again, his brother, one of the best wide receivers statistically the state's seen in a single season. He owes the championship game record for most receiving yards in a game. In a loss, surprisingly, when Lone Peak beat American Fork with Boone Abbott and his brother. Remember Trey, we saw him last year opening up the season out of Riverton, was our player of the game. Still just been able to trying to find his bat in a consistent manner. That ball out of the zone, count 1 and 2. But expect Trey to have a good football season. New quarterback is Maddox Manson moving on, going to Boise State. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And Roberts retired for the second out of the inning. Oh, man, I still love that play out at short. We'll see if we get intern Preston to turn that around and put it on our Instagram page. If not, we'll get Vince to do it. The 1-0 misses, 2 balls and no strikes. CJ Mascaro. Is this one to the right side? Handled cleanly on the way to first. He's had a little moment of that double clutch there by Caden Willis, but he got him. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th inning. Last chance opportunity for Farmington, down 5. Top of the 7th coming up. You're watching the 2022 6A State Baseball Tournament. Top of the 7th inning, Farmington trailing 5-0 to the reigning 6A king, American Fork. They don't come back. They will play tomorrow at 1:30 against Fremont. And Luke Workman, or pardon me, Easton White at the plate. Bender up in the zone. So count goes 2 balls and no strikes. That 2-0 fouled off 2-1. And that missed. 3 balls and a strike. And that one misses as well. So it's a a leadoff walk for Easton White. Now bring up Takamori. He has worn Ryder Robinson out, ground out to him twice. And that ball is up. The winner of this game plays tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. The loser will play tomorrow at 1:30 against Fremont. And then if they win the game at 1:30, they play the 7 o'clock game against the winner. And the best 2 of 3. Or pardon me, the winner goes to the champion. My bad. And then the best 2 of 3 in the championship. Vince Francis gave me a look. Imagine it's the look you have whenever you saw passes from Brock Osweiler. You just assume. Certainly the look I had when Jamarcus Russell threw a pass. Paul on a strike to Caleb Takamori. And that misses inside. The count goes to 2-1. A lot of work ahead of Farmington to make up the 5-run deficit. All 5 runs from American Fork coming in the 4th inning. As that one misses up, then it's 3-1. So Easton White at first base. 3 balls and 1 strike at the plate. Brian Nielsen bounced it. And the first 2 are on. And there's just a little sliver of hope at the moment for the Phoenix. And now we're going to have a little chat at the mound. While they do that, we'll step aside. You're watching the 2022 state tournament. So a new pitcher. Runners on first and second. And a bender in there. Hey, just because it crossed up the catcher does not mean it's not a strike. I mean, I hate to be the guy, the voice of reason of defending umpires amongst a group of people, but just because it crosses them up doesn't, and it crosses the plate, it's a strike. The way that works. And Ryan Orton, our pitcher. And that ball lifted in the right field. And the runner is not going to try to advance on that one. As Landon Tanner retired. And that brings up Landon Day. Breaking ball in there, called strike. The 0-1 misses up. Ball and a strike. The 1-1. And now a ball and 2 strikes. In the 1-2. Bender to the right side. This is going toward the line. Could be trouble. It's down. Bobbled around the wall, and that is a RBI double. Nicely done by Landon Day. Dropped it right on the line. And there's some life for the Phoenix. Got a lot of work yet to do. Runners on second and third. And 1 out. To the top of the order we go. Tucker Wall made that outstanding play at short at the bottom of the 6th inning. And now hits this one to the right side. Ryder Robinson there gets the out at first. A run does come across. So it's 5-2, but 2 outs. This is Jack Hansen. And Hansen dribbled to the third base side, taken on his way to first. And he got it. And that'll do it. American Fork moving on to the semifinal tomorrow at 7 p.m. We'll take on the winner of Fremont and Farmington. Final score 5-2. Our Heidemann Associates player of the game, we're going to go with Josh Rojas. Got things started with the home run, igniting the 5-run fourth for the Cavemen. Could have easily gone to Ryder Robinson, too, what he did defensively. My goodness gracious. Bunch of putouts, a 2 RBI single as well. But we're going to go with Josh Rojas, again catching another great game and another home run and a double to boot as well. Again, our final score, American Fork 5, Farmington 2. American Fork will play tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We'll take on the winner of Fremont and Farmington in the rematch for our first game yesterday. For Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of the 2022 6A Baseball State Tournament on KSLSports.com, your home for Utah High School Championships. Brought to you by Heidemann Associates and Western Governors.